Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. I'm Pxy-VERSE and this is yes, the live stream I've been making few days from now. So this is the third day, and yes, forging artistic ethics for mega project. So basically I have a 3D animation web series that I want to do for a very long time, and now I've decided that I need to do something more decisive about that. So there are a lot of pre-production things to do because I'm an animator, but can I animate characters that are badly rigged, that are without a cool scenario background, whatever? Yeah, so, and even special effects and whatever. And so, but especially, yes, modeling and rigging, but shading is very important too, lighting, everything is important, right folks? Storyboard, animatics. But here, so for this time now, I have a list that I've been presenting. So here, let's start with this soundtrack. But hold on, there would be double sound if I do not pick my headphone. You'll notice the difference, I guess. So right now I forgot. As the headphone I have is really bad. It's not yeah, so I've just plugged. It's on those smartphone tiny headphones. I dislike those things. I like headphones, real headphones, right? The ones that you have some thing around the head, and that's, yeah, that thing. But they all broke. It's very easy to get them disrupted. The signal of the sound, yeah, the cables are really cheap and very bad technology. So in my opinion, so they make it on purpose, so they broke, you have to buy new ones even if it's expensive. So maybe it's a good point to find ones that next one I'll buy will be a USB headphone, so it still has a cable, but it's not one of those I don't know the name, RT, I don't know, the cable of sound, regular, that are very fragile. So okay, so folks, here we are going to go back here. So the last thing that I was attempting to do, because this is extremely fundamental to go forward, I need to reshape this eye, not a lot actually, right? This eye surface, because this rig uses UV warp modifier there. So it's a UV of the texture, eye texture, that pupil, whatever, that slides over. It's controlled by armature, right? But there's the modifier on the eye surface which makes for and there's some advantage and disadvantage to this. I'm using this because the eye here is not spherical, or if it would be spherical, it would not be a symmetric sphere. It will be very hard to make it symmetric. So this is large eye and asymmetric, so this cannot have the eye rotate. This is why, sure, I could make this thing spherical, but it will be a waste of mesh. I just need this frontal surface. And then there's the problem that there's a method that I've recently learned, but because of the way I rig the eyelids, which employs some shrink wrap feature. Could be shrink wrap modifier like I have here, or could be shrink wrap bone constraint. It's different, approach, but they do essentially the same thing. The mesh gets shrink wrapped to the eyelids. Sorry, the eyelids mesh, this one in reddish color, gets shrink wrapped to the eye mesh, and then yes, this mesh is part of the body, right, of the face of the body, and it shrink wraps where and it doesn't need a solidify modifier, because we just have to place I have a very long tutorial on my channel that some time ago, I think last year, that I completed it, that shows this how this method for the eyelids is done, but it's very long. Otherwise, I have in my how is it, the Gumroad channel, I have, you can find this on my information of this YouTube channel. I have a file that contains different types of different scenes with different approach to eyelids rig. So it's free, you can go there, and the idea is to have try to understand manually. I have some videos where I build them from scratch, but those videos are a bit long and they are not exactly tutorials. But I have a very long tutorial that is older than that file, so whatever. So the way I'm going to fix this, I need to adapt, of course, this mesh to the character design. So I need to, let's hide those things first. I think I might have broken something when I've made some extra subdivision. So let's make some thing here to facilitate this. So I have the eyes. Yes, let's work on this eyes region. I think it's okay. Yeah, should be okay. So now I just have this thing showing. Here, this other mesh, yes, this is what yeah, this mesh is not really relevant, so actually I just want, oh, there it is. Okay, so this is part of the eyelids rig, so it's a special strategy. Oh, it's snapping. Okay, so never mind, no, let's not use this. So let's push this back behind, because this is not the eyelids, this is something else. This is the walls of the eyelids, so this is a technique that I found that could prevent some gapping between the... Okay, so I'm just checking. Yes, this is a perfect... indeed, it was subdivided, apparently, so... No, you see here, there's a... yeah. So I've made an extra subdivision from the face there, but it didn't go through the... So this is a simple thing, so no big deal here, is just complete that, right? Okay. So I'll keep that behind so it doesn't disturb what I'm doing. Also, I'm gonna hide it. Then yes, then now I have I should be able to smooth this out. Otherwise these shapes would be not very controllable. Yeah, yes, exactly. I need to... This got very messed up. Maybe I should be adding some selections here. Yeah, let's perhaps scale this down. I really don't care now about the shapes here. Oh, hold on. There's one line that might worth keeping here, right? Yes, it's the last one, so I'm just gonna unselect this. So this one this one has got all the disrupted mesh, right? So yeah, so I'm just gonna try to make those things align in some way. Then I'm gonna care about their adequation to the eye surface. So for now, just some unfortunately this was completely messed up. I don't remember exactly how, but yeah, that happens, it's a very delicate area to deal with. I'm not sure if it is generical, we can speak about it generically, but at least for the kind of rig that I'm doing this, it's usually it's complicated area indeed, it's delicate. So okay, so at least this seems to have gotten a little better. Let's smooth. Something's happening there that is weird. Could it be that I'm having some... Okay, can't I show the... Yeah, these are very displays. I'm not sure what is exactly this. Oh, there you go. This is what I wanted. So no, there's no inverted faces, the normals. So this is not the problem. What we have is that, yeah, those things are extrapolating, highly extrapolating from the... Yeah, so I've disabled the shrink wrapping feature to make it easier, right, for both sides, for the eyelids mesh, so that yeah, so it will be simpler. Then I'll reactivate only when I fix the positioning of these of the eye surface mesh object. This, right? I need to, and the line of the eye hole on the rest position. So once I've got those things fixed, I can back up that, right? Oh, by the way, something important. Because this is very important, yeah, I'm going to give it a, and I have the subdivision modifier, I'm gonna get this edge crease, Shift E, you know, you can control it from here. It's not the best controls for that, but that's so that will preserve the shape, right? That will preserve the shapes of the what's happening here? That will preserve the shapes of the shape, yeah, the geometry on object mode when the subdivision surface modifier is, yeah, sort of, right? It smooths, but it shouldn't get it, those vertices should stay more or less in their place, right? Yeah, maybe there are deforms, they are happening because of armature stuff, but okay. So this seems to be, yeah, we're gonna fix that, don't worry. This is maybe this is looking nightmarish, but at least now I'm starting to get this better. So it was much worse yesterday. Now at least I understand this, and I know what I can do. So I don't know why this is happening though. Really, I don't understand why it is having a different... Oh, there it is. It's because this also apparently needs a subdivision here. So let's do it. Yeah, this is I think that would conform material faces L to select by material on the adjust last operation panel, right? So here, let's try it now. Yeah, now it's good. Okay, so this is how it should do. So that subdivision, yeah, I was really, that's the thing that I was in. I had a bad feeling about that, and it was true. There was a real problem, but now I think I fixed that. So yes, basically now why those shapes are exaggerated like that, I can probably slide this. Let's do that. It doesn't really matter right now, but because I'm not gonna, they just sound ridiculously large right now, so that don't seem to make sense to me as the one that have built this rig. So I don't know why they are like that. Maybe due to generic transforms of the mesh that I have been doing lately, so that might be the reason. So okay, and this thing, why this is required, because of the character design, I want this to tilt backwards, right? So it's very tiny motion, but if there is not this sort of geometry, extra geometry on the tip, then this cannot make that curve. This one doesn't curve that much because it's much smaller. So this is why I've decided to make this. And I could have a subdivision here, but that would make rigging the eyelashes more complicated, and quite more complicated. Like, it's not necessary. It's a special technique, a special method. So this is why. So right now this is very inaccurate, of course. So I'm gonna just hide this because I'm not gonna touch that. Now comes the moment where I need to address the definitive position for this, according to the character design, and the same I must do more or less for the whole face, right? There is already some conforming, right, to the character design, which is more or less accurate. Well, not for the body right now. Well, we don't see the character design for the body, the grease pencil, so never mind about the body, but this only the face is present, so it's more or less conformed. Right here I need to conform the mesh to that's part of the muzzle. So, but this is not the topic, the actions that I'm doing here. So this is in this my priority, just showing, right, that this is unfinished, but there was already some more or less good approximation. Because to make it perfect, this character design is sort of perfected version from many past iterations. So this time I'm pretty sure that this is the way to go. I've said that hundreds of times, but this time I really made important discoveries, and that showed to me that the proportions here are will be more interesting. And so even though I cannot say for certain if the approach, the character design solution that I found is the ideal for what I draw in paper, right? Or well, what I draw doesn't matter if I draw on paper or on... It's because drawing on paper is easier than drawing digitally, in my opinion. At least with those graphic palettes that are not... that you have to draw on the... like blind drawing, right? You have to draw on the graphic palette and not on the screen. So the more conventional ones, the older ones, right? Not the screen-like ones, right? So it's hard to draw on, to learn to draw with graphic palette. Even for me that have made some, I have already reached some landmark, some threshold about good drawing on those graphic palettes long time ago by making some 1 minute sketch exercise of human figure character drawing one by one, like it's like a marathon. This is an exercise for animators, like 2D traditional animators, right? And there is, yeah, I'm not gonna say more details, but yeah, so I've practiced that for 2D animation. It was in a book by an ex-Disney animator, Seamus Culhane, and he has wrote a book in the 90s, I guess, or 80s, 90s, which was not very famous book, but there he describes that fabulous exercise for 2D traditional animators that makes the artwork of the animator, the artist that draws the sketches, the roughs, the doodles, to become the croquis, to become extremely fast, and this fast along with expression, and that is very, very interesting. And I used to draw very fast when I was younger, adolescent and teenager, right? And also a little later, but I didn't knew that I could draw faster, and that, for me at least, that provoked a dramatical development in the way I drew, yeah. And that for 2D traditional animation was critical, was very, very good. And so that exercise, the 1 minute sketch, it was inspired, I believe, by another, yeah, they used that on Disney, the golden age, maybe, gold age of Disney, all the story you've seen, another book from, but it's Seamus Culhane who described the technique on that book, and from animation from script to screen. And then it's just one brilliant chapter where he described it. So it back to Kimon Nicolaides, another teacher, artist teacher, that if I'm not wrong, he also wrote a book, much older book. It is The Natural Way of Drawing, where there is probably some sort of fast drawing like that. It's drawing from memory, right? You make like during the period of 30 minutes or 1 hour straight, you draw one human figure, one character, in the case of the animation exercise that I've told before, one sketch, entire human figure character on a pose, a random pose, right, from memory, every 1 minute. And it must be so very fast drawing to complete. Of course it will be a sketch, but the more the poses, we must try to make original pose, and this will it'll trigger creativity, and that's very, very interesting. It might not work very well for every artist, because artists' works have different propositions, different some artists I know are very, very uncomfortable drawing fast, so it's not for everyone, right? It's like not everyone will benefit the same way. I think all will benefit, but not in the same way, right? So it is wrong to assume that this is the best exercise in the world for 2D traditional animation, but it certainly, for me, it was revolutionary in terms of what it clicked to myself. And then I've applied the exercise, but to draw on graphic palette. because drawing graphic palettes is very hard, so I wasn't able to draw very well there at all, and characters and all that. And then by attempting, suddenly, well, I already know how to make, I already know that exercise on paper. Why not try it on this medium? And I tried. So I readapted the exercise to another medium, and it was really impactful. And then I definitively learned how to draw organically on graphic palettes. But even today, I'm not really satisfied with. I still prefer a lot drawing on paper. But if I have this notion, yeah, nothing can be done about that. I think it's just bizarre to work on that graphic palette. It's very hard to get used to. I don't think I can get used to, I believe, more than I am used to today. I can draw, but I can draw as well as on paper, at least on the technology that I use for the graphic palette. It also depends a lot on the software and the tools. So it's dependent on hardware and software, right? But also it depends on the adaptation of the personal adaptation, and this is difficult. Okay, so what I'm doing here, so yeah, I'm just talking about it, but I'm not progressing too much, so I need to push those things. And so my doubt here, the critical doubt I have here in terms of character design, is that it seems to me, according to other attempts of modeling characters on this style here in Blender, in CG, right? So CG realm, is that this is too forced down. So it's like I need to push this, like it needs to be rounder, right? This shape is very bad. So by not using 3/4 model sheet, this tends to happen for some reason. So this is a limitation of model sheets. This is why it is important, and I totally forgot about this when I was doing that model sheet. I focused too much on the front and side view, the perfect ones, but then I totally forgot that I could use. So I'll have to fix that in some way. I think I can improve those shapes by just making this thing rounder from the back side here. Yes, it will be complicated if I don't hide stuff, but yeah, it will be progress. The back here is not back of the head. Yes, I'm gonna be fixing it, but it's not what I need here exactly. But if I can make some solving here, that should be good. It's already used the momentum to improve that in that area too. So this will also help to see the curvature that I will be needing for the front there. And so the problem is that, yeah, from this, really the eye from the side view here for this character design really reaches that far, and then the front really reached that far and that. So in the end, this point and this point and this point, they will be sort of like that, right? Yeah, whatever. It will reach somewhere very far, and so let's say, for example, yeah, I cannot find where. If I could just want to, yeah, I can't be sure, but let's say in the cursor, yeah, so this point in space, the mesh will go up to there, right, on the upper outer corner, right, of the eye hole, the eye contour, right, because if the eye is open, that is the contour of the eye too. So for makeup, you know, eye contour. Then the eyelash, okay, is after the eye contour. So it's so this is the corner of one corner of the eye contour, right? And it reached that, but it doesn't mean that the curvature here must be like that. Maybe it could be pushed so that this could be more circular. So I believe that this is something I should be working at, and it's a bit, yeah, there's some uncertainty here, but I'm pretty sure this is weird. This shouldn't be like that, and I don't know why this is like that. Actually, it should be looking better. So let's try to get this curvature better here, and that will apply too for the muzzle, which is in the case of this character, the muzzle is is the lower face area, the front lower face. So I'll just try to get this mesh in some slightly redistributed way. These faces here, if I move that down, let's try to, I know what I can do. So I hide that. Let's push this back for now, so it won't be interfering. Yeah, I could totally hide it actually. Yeah, okay, that's good. So now poor eyelashes. They have stayed behind. Okay, so let's do this, and let's this time. Yeah, okay, let's do that. No, but there's another eye structure there, so it's okay. So let's push that like that. Then we hide. I'll address this later. Unhide here. All right. And so I could actually put a seam here. I think that seam already exists. Yeah, it probably already exists, marked seam, but seams are not showing, so let's make them show. Maybe that helps. So select seam, then let's try again. Yeah, alright, so seam. I think all this is seamed. Let's hide this for a moment. Yeah, let's get this seam too. So mark seam. And this mark seam, because why not? Then we have all these. Apparently all this is seen. Just checking here. This mark seam, yes, all this is correct. So seam, or I could just unseam all that for now and just keep that one. That's a fast idea. There are other ways, but then I'll have to reseam that later. No, I'll keep those seams, whatever. I'll just have to re-click those things. That's wait, what's happening? Oh, this is the wrong. Alright, so hiding that from faces, right? There we go. Yes, so this is the now reappearing the eye. I have to make it selectable so that I will be able to readdress the shape, and this incredibly I will use what's that? Oh, this is something, some deformity there, doesn't matter. Should be a normal thing. So here what I could do perhaps is, I have created that mask, so something wrong about that mask. So maybe I need to change the threshold. Is that correct? Yeah, because I've included the mask some vertices, so let's try now. This mask is not working. Oh, I see. Alright, so it would be that. Let's see. Oh no, it's all broken, so I need to... this is hard to fix, so I'll just need to change that vertex group mask. It's just a temporary... maybe I should keep it later, because it might be a good idea for fixing, but this... Okay, so where's the... Oh, I see, yeah, I need to exclude this edge ring, so invert, remove, select, so here we go. Is there... Oh, there's more here. Okay, so select, add also this, assign, and there we go. So this should be the mask. Then I go here. I'll also on edit mode hide it, so it will be protected from whatever other transforms, even wave painting. Not that I'm gonna wave paint now, but just to make sure. So I hide here, so it will be sort of locked, those vertices. And I also, because this is a curious thing, if you mask a mesh, it is not protected from wave painting, and maybe it's invisible, but it is accessible. It's not locked, protected. So hiding protects, masking doesn't protect, even though it's invisible. So this is a curious thing, important thing to know, and I don't think it's written, it's very clear usually to anyone. Okay, so I have the mask here, and what I need here now is to get the eye surface. Yes, actually I need to get the other, this is a vertex group, right? So this is not a mask. Head, no, not head, I want the eyes. So this eyes region here, why I have this annoying thing, I don't know, but I'm gonna hide it too. Then by having only to work with that part of the eye, it makes things easier, right? Should make things easier. So I'm gonna use proportional editing to readjust those things. And this time I'm gonna try to make it finally correct, but this is part of the big challenge here. It's not difficult, right? I've done this, it was correct, but as I mentioned on other times, this got disrupted because I was making huge transforms to the model sheet, and occasionally while I was attempting some experiments on the eyelids rig and eyelashes rig and whatever, trying to find which was the optimal way to get the eyelashes, and especially the eyelash, right, deformed properly. Then I ended up with some yeah, I had disrupted that in some way similar to now, right? And I had to rework it just as I'm doing now. So it's not something that I'm not familiar with. So this is why I probably I'm not like making any drama about this. Yeah, it's not, I'm not dramatizing over it because it's a story that I already know how it works, right? So it's not difficult, it's just a bit of time consuming, not this a thing to be to despair, right? To be despaired about. So right here, apparently this is getting well reassembled. I don't know why I'm approximating these ones, but anyways, I'm gonna pick this other. Let's smooth. Smooth is very important, provide the face loops are good. Okay, so here this should help. It's 3D, so it might be normal that, okay, is that one with the, yeah, so why the subdivision is doing that? Not sure, but maybe I'll have to, I think maybe this is because of this side view that I need to assess in a moment. I can't get this better. Oh, maybe I need to push this up. Yes, yes, so this is better. Good, good. So, and for this one, I think I figured out something, and it is that actually the sketch that I have there, the model sheet, allows indeed this to go lower. So I can go lower. I've checked the model sheet calmly a little before, and let's save. Are you listening? Yeah, you are. You have the soundtrack there. Okay, so you see more or less this place here, and then when I go to the side view, you see it's there because actually this line, yeah, I thought it was very wrong, but actually it's actually accurate. So I just have to let's get this vertical split right. Maybe this will help a little. No, you stay here. That I can't draw. Hi, hello. Oh, your name is I Can Draw. Okay. Hello, welcome. I can't draw. Why can't you draw? Drawing is not easy, but it's funny. So you can. I learned to draw by doing the stick figures, but organic stick figures like this one. Yeah, not stick figures like, you know, this one. Something more organic like that. So hold on. So all right. So here, as you can see, I'm fixing or trying to fix this mesh. Yeah, this is not, I'll fix later, but especially the eye contour here when the eye is open. So all the rest is masked and hidden right now, so that I can get exactly these positions to get this mesh conform to that, because this is badly placed. And here probably I'll gotta use something like, I could use the lattice. Yes, I could attempt the lattice once again, but my idea was to use the sculpt mode to solve this instead of proportional editing, or instead of lattice, because there's no reason to maintain this shape now that the character design is so different, right? So that's why the lattice, it's also an extra object. It's just adds more complication to the story, right? So let's go back here, and okay, I'm hiding, and here, oh, there's a lot of things wrong here. Okay, so for now I'm not into that yet regarding the what was it, the eye surface, right? It needs readjustment. What is that? Oh, this is this one. Okay, so here, yeah, this is what I was lacking. So sorry folks, that was exactly what I was missing. I was missing to be working on stuff like that, like simultaneous windowing, but more than that, I believe, should I don't really want to make this, it'll have to make me, well, let's try. I'll change the size, it won't match, but that's okay. I want to make perhaps here a 3/4 view, just trying to see if that, so it will be front view 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, no, it's 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, yes, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3, so this should be the middle, so that will be a 3/4 view. Oh, let's see the chat there. There's this transparent thing, but it's hard to read. Actually, I have tried to learn drawing. Oh, interesting. But let's say I have quite after a few days, because I quit after a few days because I have some work to do. Yes, it can be a long-term process, right? Learning something as complex as drawing, right? It depends also what you want to learn to draw, because there are many things, right? There are things I can't draw for a lot, and other things I'm very good at drawing, and so there are domains, right? And so I have some work to do, yes, and I have no time now. Sorry for bad English. No, that's okay. What are you modeling? But yeah, so actually, yes. So it works very much for me. What I think is the most important thing, perhaps, in learning how to draw is passion. Passion is the fundament, is the most essential feature. If you have passion if you have some desire, right? Oh, I want to draw something. I want to draw characters, right? So that's the fundamental. It's before fundamental. It's essential, right? So it's the kind of thing that the ingredient that is very interesting to explore. And how to explore? Well, it's to get good time with drawing. Now, of course, there will always be difficulties, challenges, right? Of course, in learning and doing art, but there is a good thing is to get into good exercise, right? And there are many crazy, funny, fine exercise, and be changing, right? changing, do one type of exercise and do other thing, but there must be passion, right? Otherwise, if there is no passion, no desire, then it gets boring. There is no it's very easy to get frustrated because it can get really complex. Even myself, I draw, sometimes I'm very depressive about something, but well, I have learned to draw, so I don't forget, right? It's like riding a bike. So I'm modeling this character here. It's Dorothy. It's OC. It's for 3D animation. She has got rig. I've got other versions that are more working, but I have been readjusting the model sheet. So I've deleted the grease pencil. Could be annotation, but grease pencil is a bit more profound. It's more developed feature of Blender. Annotations is more like, yeah, it's annotation, right? It's not very sophisticated. It's even somewhat limited and deprecated. Grease pencil is a son of annotations in terms of development. So there's a time in Blender not too long ago the grease pencil objects didn't exist, so there are only annotations and they were quite limited. Now their annotations still exist as some sort of legacy stuff, but we have grease pencil. And so if I check here the model sheet for the whole body, you'll see that there you're probably able to see, but I'll need to select the grease pencil object, so it will, let's see, where's that, there. So yeah, so here it's not what I wanted, but yeah, so there we go. And so I've made an entire model sheet. I readapt the model sheet. Actually, if you can compare, I have clothes here that are on the older model sheet. So there's slight difference in height, in numbers of heads of the character. So the proportions of this character were slightly different. You see where the foot goes, I think. No, this the cloth is here. This is an old foot. I'm not even sure why it is here. But you see, the character design had different. Oh no, this is the cloth one. Because yeah, this is part of the boots, and then the foot continues down. So there are many iterations over that, and then definitively I found out that these were the proportions that seem most approximative to when I draw something like more freely. Although here I didn't draw totally free, you see, I tried to respect the grid. And I have some guides here that I had to draw, and crazy guides that I tried to map out. They are even colored in many ways. It's not very clear now. And so also here, so that I could map exactly. So that crazy thing, because it was this process of adapting a 2D style to 3D the way I want to make it. Here you see the old model sheet, right, of the clothes. It was cool, but I found out that this one was more accurate. So it's a better development, and that made me have to change everything, right? Not everything, actually, just the proportions, right? But some stuff got disrupted, and that takes time in CG to solve, right? So this is the challenge that I'm having here. So I'm not using the guides right now, but I'm using just these corrected layers, right? Grease paints layers for corrected for the, because there was the one here, and then there were corrections that I've made some slight adjustments here, even for the side view also. So let's check here. So this is the old side view. No, not so old actually. And here is the last iteration, so not too many things changed, but I've added some extra information, so it's a bit sketchy, so hard to see. So just for the head here I need, and yeah, let's go. And I think I need to make this, and so sorry, let me read what you've written lastly. That's true. That's true. I have to have fun from drawing. Yes, it's okay. English. Yes, it's sometimes I make mistakes too. I have spent more time with Blender, like 5 years. Oh, that's a good time experience. But all the time I was doing stuff what I don't really wanted to do, and it's became, oh yes, so yes, so it's very dense, it's very wide, the scope of possibilities, right? So yes, the example you've put there is fundamental, right? So it's cool to, it's important also to do things we don't like, especially to learn, but usually it's, for example, you know, this cookie challenge, right, for beginners. Of course it's very good to do the challenge. I never did that challenge. I still want to do, just to say I've done the cookie challenge, but I've learned Blender through following my passion, and because of that I've used Blender for about 10 years, something like that, and I never learned anything else than very basic modeling because well, this, I wanted to go beyond modeling, of course. I wanted to reach rigging, 3D animation, whatever, all the stuff, but I just kept on modeling because I wasn't confident enough to, I wasn't following a school or anything like that. So at that time I don't think there existed the cookie challenge, so I never, or it started to, I'm not sure, but the fact that I never did it, so I lost a lot of time because I didn't, but I kept insisting in doing the stuff that I liked most. And occasionally what really changed my perspective on Blender was when I started to learn rigging, like 2 to 3 years ago. It was 2020, sorry, 2021, yeah, late 2021. And that, so after 10 years of just modeling boring things like over and over again, I didn't get much progress because I didn't vary the stuff, right? I always was doing the same thing, and modeling is one of the simplest things, right? It's not easy, it's simple, right? Modeling is super simple in my opinion. I find sculpting more complex, but rigging is extremely more complicated than modeling, I think, and then sculpting. And I'm an animator, and I ended up that I found out that I liked rigging in the end for some reasons, and then because rigging was very complex, so I got involved deeply in rigging and making rigging experiments and watching a lot of sounds of tutorials, and I ended up following my passion about rigging, right? So and that was cool. But what did I produce? Not a lot, but I've learned a lot, so that matters, because now I'm able to rig mostly what I require. But there are still stuff that I wasn't able to solve in rigging. So, but the idea here, about going back to the discussion, original conversation topic, subject, is that it's very important to follow the passion, so that we don't get bored too soon. Eventually we get bored, but that doesn't mean that we will stop doing, like that we got into some hole of unproductivity or whatever. Boring is part of some creative process, but if it gets boring for too long, then there might be a problem, right? But a little boring is okay, right? It's normal, I think. And of course, when it gets boring or difficult, right, in this sense, it's good to try to a different approach, different method, even different area, try something else, right? And that applies, I think, to everything. Probably it applies to a lot of things. So sometimes we get stuck in one thing, it's the only thing that we have in mind, and it gets boring and we don't see ways to escape, cannot even think on doing something else because our mindset is all about that same thing. So this is not very flexible, right? So it's good to be able to be flexible. Yeah. Of course, easy said, not so easily done, right? Actually, right? But yeah, one part of it, we can sometimes prevent, right, some boredomness, expected boredomness, if we just are open to learning, doing different things, different approach, different perspectives on the same subject, and also learning a bit of the parallel domains, right? So, but it's life, right? So some things are just unpredictable, right? I have the same thing, which is just doing and not worrying about learning. Yes, this is cool too. Yeah, more intuitive way, right? As soon as you find something that is necessary, then you go learn that. Maybe what kind of sucks now, because my entire mindset have changed much by time, and now I'm struggling mentally because of that. Oh yes, if I understand well, that yes, there is some. The cool thing, however, is that actually is an interesting point. Let's say, for example, I have this project. I'm not focusing on things that I know that I won't need. So, for example, there are some sort of this project is not to be realism, right? So I don't care about realism here, like hyper realism. I want something more non-photorealistic render, right? NPR stuff, right? Stylized stuff, cartoonish stuff. So so I'm oriented to that, and whatever. If I'm rigging, oh, I need clothes that move with physics. There's no other way, so I need to learn physics for clothes, right? So that guides my passion, right? Or maybe my passion guides some choices. And I think this is not a bad thing, but then these sometimes have some limitations because the cookie challenge, right? Then I follow my passion, and then there's no, because I haven't done the basics, that is something like the cookie challenge. I could have economized a lot of time if I have just done that simple challenge, and then that would have returned me a lot of know-hows about Blender UI and how to do shading, texture, whatever, a lot of stuff that later on I had to look out like in a hurry, and I did know very little, so it was very challenging for me to learn the basics of each of those things. But because I didn't make I was guided by passion, and I didn't do something like the cookie challenge. I'm just using the cookie challenge as a generic example, right? It's not like it won't save the day, I think, but it's a good, I think it remains a good introduction to something, but it doesn't need to be an introduction, right? One can do later, like me, maybe I still want to do it one day, even if I don't need to, I just want to experience it. Maybe I still learn something that I don't know to this day. Then, okay, sure. I'm sure maybe because of that, because of the fact that not worrying much about learning for a long time. Yes. Can you explain me what do you mean by project? Yeah. So this is the project. Well, I have the project that I have here. Would be for 3D animation. I want to make a 3D animation web series, something of a one man's army. Of course, maybe eventually, certainly I will count it some artists like voice acting, and maybe some music compositions, sonority, some things I can find them use for free, like the soundtrack that is playing. I could use probably any of these for animation. Not that all are suited for animation, but maybe a few, right? So, but voiceover, there's no way. I need partners, right? I need to hire some artists out there from the internet, voice actors. But otherwise, I want to do everything myself. So that will be it's a crazy thing, right? But animators can make short feature films alone. That's feasible, but I want to do something bigger, so but you could see it as a series of shorts, something like that. So that way, so the project is a sci-fi-ish thing, but I don't have very organized content here for that, because I don't have a scanner. Let's say, I'm not sure if that's the question you asked, because project. Do you mean the generic project when I mention project, or do you mean what is my project? What is the project that I'm trying to achieve? So I'm not sure what exactly you mean. But yeah, so when I'll try to answer both anyways, or you can answer. But first, when I mean project, where I mentioned project, a project is just it could be an illustration, a CG, a movie, animated series, whatever project we can do inside Blender, artistic or not, right? It's so that I think this is nice idea, but I think can just be just too big project for one pair. Yes. But you know, some people, I don't take it as something I already know I cannot do this on the short run. This is a project for not even medium run. It's a long-term project, because this character style that I work with and the stories that I create with them, they are persistent over more than a decade actually from now. And so this is something that is like something that I don't see myself doing something different artistically, right? So this is why I don't care about the fact that it's big, because at the same time it's a big project, for sure, but I'm trying to make it economical. And so for me currently, the biggest challenge that I have is the pre-production, the CG, right, 3D pre-production, which would include stuff like 3D modeling, rigging, right, character rigging, shading, making the materials, right, lighting, making the environments, the scenery. So let me show something here, just quick. So, for example, can I have something here that I could So let's see. Yeah, there is some about the project. There is the scenery, right? And I have a starship here. So there is, yeah, this is very small. Let's look for the big picture. I think it's here. And there is the shuttle. Oh, there's, yeah, this is a good example. Yeah, I'm limited to this example. So the shuttle here. Let's see where it is. Where are those things? There. So it's a sci-fi-ish story, right? Storyline, whatever. And there's a cast of characters, which is a grease pencil material. Yeah, never mind. So can I hide it? No. So here, let's look in the shading there. Let's move on close. So this is, I'm not gonna use this contraption here. This is the interiors design, right, of a starship. Not a very large starship, actually. Let's see what can we find here. Alright, so it's sluggerish. Maybe if I'll have to take off some rendering thing, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, no, this didn't help. What's happening? Okay, so I have these interiors, and this is part of the project, right? Of the stories that I'm Sci-Fi. So the cast, I'm making the main character there that you see I was modeling. So there are many things here. That so you see the render is very stylized. It's sort of economic, the shader. I still wanted to improve, of course. This is still somewhat experimental, but okay, so here we have a planetarium. I shouldn't have set it to play. Yeah, so yeah, there are other places here, but yeah, I think you got an idea. So there's a story that will happen inside this place, and there are I cannot say exactly how it happened in the first episode. I need to show the characters and all that, but yeah, so I believe I can totally, because I know how to animate. I come from 2D traditional animation, and I already know how to animate a little, right? 3D character animation inside Blender. So I believe I've been learning about 1 month ago how to animate camera, some cinematic camera motion for uses in 3D. So I was learning some stuff regarding that. So I'm confident that I can make this some scenes, right? Animated scenes. Like, imagine something like cinematics from games, right? So I want to. Maybe I am not able to make entire episodes, like 11-minute episodes, 22 minutes episodes. No, maybe it's too long format for one person. But maybe some smaller inputs of animation with little inputs of storytelling. So that's like, imagine cinematics from games, right? Something like that, I think would be enough to tell a story in bits, because this is the internet, right? It's not like the television, right? I don't need to be doing entire episodes that takes maybe more than 1 month, a single person doing. So there are many adaptations to the challenge, right? That needs to be. And 3D animation is also something that takes time. It's not so fast to make 3D animation, right? There are other animation techniques which are faster. How long? First, episode gonna be, you think? Well, good question. So I have right now, because there are so many things I need to set up for the pre-production, I'm sort of a bit sluggerish in reassessing this first episode. We could call it a pilot episode, right? Something like that. I know some scenes that I want to set there. Yes, I had an original plan for scenes, but now because I've been reworking the settings, and so that got a bit messed up. So I believe if I were to put all the original scenes together for completing like a first episode or pilot episode, like in a more conventional way, that could take like perhaps 6 minutes, and I think this is an exaggeration today because I had more time to thought. So I believe the best shot would be to pick what I would like to imagine like that, what I would want to have as a conventional first episode, pilot episode, but then I would cut it, right, in little bits, in parts, like imagine the cinematics. I have a name for that. It will be storymatics, a different format. So I would, but it much would be like cinematics, and then I would be sort of, let's say, delivering to the YouTube channel, right, those storymatics in little bits as long as I keep animating and making the renders, right? So because for me animating is the core, right? So ideally I shouldn't, well, imagining the scenes, drawing the character designs, yeah, conceiving some scenery, the interiors, all that. So yes, all those designing matters, the story and the characters, the cast, the animation, right? Those are the core things for me. And the direction, right? The direction of the timing, right? Of the story, the choices of the, so all that, right? But many things such as modeling, rigging, all those things are very complicated and time consuming for me. They are, let's say, even boring. You see, you mentioned boring, right? So and so if in my idea, in my mind, if I can survive the boredomness of the pre-production phase, if I get enough, all the characters that I need, not all at once, so I need to prepare according to what I will need next, right? So I don't need to model the entire universe, model all the characters. I have about a bunch of 25 characters. I don't need to model them all, rig them all, shade them all. No, I just need same for the scenery, the backgrounds, the assets. I need to focus on pre-production only what I know I will use for a certain script for a next webisode, next mini webisode, so this first webisode or storymatic or whatever, pilot webisode would probably will just could have even 2 minutes. Well, it's possible to tell a story, a complex story, in just 1 minute. It's perfectly feasible. I've done it already in another way long time ago. Can you make music just like? Oh yes, thanks to mention. Because I'm not aware about the volume of this stuff, so let's reduce this. I think now it's better, right? So you see, I think those storymatics, those bits of story of webisodes, they should have something about 2 minutes long, right? That should be a good time, I think, if I can produce this. The problem is that even to start with, welcome, and thanks for noting, because this setting I wasn't aware of. So the problem is that even for this first webisode that I want to make, I need a lot of assets that don't exist yet, and I need the character. I need to finish the character, right? Refinish, because it was never totally completed. But yeah, she has things that work. So there's the mouth rigging, which is very complicated. She has hair, and hair has physics. She has cloths, but the cloths I need to readapt to the model sheet. So she was nearly completed. The only thing that really remained for that character was the pose assets and the mouth rig for cartoony, wild variety of cartoony expressions. The eyes rig was working quite well, but now it's disrupted. So the rigging, it mostly did all that I needed. Maybe the hands required some fixing, but all the rest, even some complicated rigs of the legs, I was able to achieve, but then this got deprecated again. So I'm a bit far from, yeah, and maybe some revision on the shaders and the cloths. Yeah, the cloths and the shader, maybe some image textures that I should be doing beyond the skin on the clothing. So yeah, some designing of the clothes. So I was pretty close to complete this character for 3D animation. Yeah, I made some clips, experimented, animated her, even though she wasn't completed. But yes, I didn't. I kept making those improvements and experiments and never concluded it, right? So let's go back here, and so this is a bit sad, but it was part, in my point of view, of the learning process, because I don't come from a 3D, right, CGI. I come from a 2D art background, so for me all this, maybe it just represents how badly I understood the universe of CG, right? And now I'm starting to understand better what are the fundamental things that I really need to pay attention to in order to have myself being able to make a project, even a small project, but also either large or small project, right? So it was like I had to school myself with the internet, right? Because I never have the proper formation on that, right? So but yeah, occasionally I got bored and I stopped for some time and then had to recover from. But now I feel like quite into CG. But of course, if you ask what into CG, yeah, not a lot of things, right? I'm very far from being any sort of, generalist guy. I'm very, but I got less stiffened, right? So I got more into, I've learned some cool tricks about shading. So shading was something that I was very averse to, and then now I've started to find it funny, and now I can even play a little with shading. But it's still not like the thing that I prefer the most. But I learned, right? I learned to like shading. So this is interesting, right? So we can learn to like certain things that even maybe that we didn't have to, that we disliked in the past. So those things can happen, but sometimes they require some special experience, special orientation, special I won't say training, but maybe we want to like something, but it's not a question of wanting, right? It requires to do stuff that will make something transform inside of us. So it's like it's a learning process, right? We learn to like something. So if that thing really is worth that like, then that's a good thing, in my opinion. So here, let's see. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, there are just some faces here which are obnoxiously irregular. Let's fix that. Yes, so here. Ah, this is the 3/4 view. Okay. This is where I should be looking at. So this is the side view. Sorry. Let's see the chat again. Would you mind some help with modeling from me? Sure. No, I don't mind. If you know modeling, sure. If you have some, I always want to work with someone, but never had a. Ah, I see what you mean. You. That's interesting. The problem is that currently I don't have the any means of retribution or payment like that. But what do you model? I like maybe there. If you like sci-fi, certainly we could do something there, in the sense of not saying that I will definitely want to help you, because I will look for other projects that will be closer to my interest. Yeah, sure. Passion is very important. Hope you get what I have on mine. Yes, I think I understand. Sure, some sort of partnership. So for this project that I mentioned, it's a bit too. I cannot say now. I cannot get a conclusion. But for any right now, right? But do you have something like Discord? We can chat there on Discord. How do you? Let's see. Or if not, mail also works. I can share here if you. Sure. I've already have done some partnership with other artists in the past. So I have. For me, it's not something new. I know how some dynamics. What kind of modeling do you like to do? So that is interesting. To, in the sense of not saying that. Where's the? Oh, it's just a chat that scrolled. So yes, modeling. So I love modeling, but I just don't get enough time into it after I started learn rigging. And often when I model, I tend to model characters and not environment. So one thing that really I would like to have more time for me, or more inspiration, is like scenery, assets, furniture, weaponry, all those kind of stuff, and shading for, but shading is not modeling. So a lot of stuff, and maybe aliens, original organic characters or robots, I don't know, whatever thing can be other characters, because I'm so passionate about my own character designs, those styles, the styles that I just don't have the sort of, how do you say in English, they obfuscate the interest, my own interest for modeling or sculpting, or modeling other stuff that are actually fundamental for storytelling, for a universe, for a movie, for a film, animation, filmmaking, whatever format, short feature film, series, web series, game animations maybe. And so there is let's see, I was doing hard surface all the time. Never was doing sci-fi, but I could do this. Yeah, that's interesting. So hard surface model. Yeah, so that has a lot to do with the probably some assets. Yeah, in sci-fi there's lot of hard surface modeling figures. And what about and what kind of jar, like so do you use those hard surface modeling for, like hyper-realism stuff, maybe game related stuff, maybe something more modern, contemporary architecture? I don't know, just what kind of hard surface, what content of hard surface would that be? Maybe houses, buildings, cars, vehicles, machines. Sci-fi, it's like there are many different types of sci-fi stuff, right? So I want to do something original in sci-fi, so I'm not too much into those highly sophisticated sci-fi stuff. I like them, the designs, but I'm more to some cartoony sci-fi stuff, something more cozy, like yeah, I have a Discord, but I think it's not the time now for that. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, like mentioned, I still have to take a look for. Yes, sure. No, but when don't worry, I've just mentioned about Discord in the same way you're saying, just to just for chatting, right? Not doesn't imply any how do you say, compromise with anything. It's just chatting and exchanging more ideas, and that, yeah, naturally, if there is something that we can collaborate. By the way, there is one thing that yeah, just to mention, I was interested in. I still want to do that, but I'm not sure I have time for this now. But I wanted to create how do you say, a Discord server, right, for some generic topic like sci-fi, fantasy, Blender artists, more related to cartoonish stuff. So maybe it's not something, but I wanted to create that to reunite people around certain stuff of interest, right? Because I figured, well, there is no, and I would make a publication of that, an invitation in Blender forum, Blender artist forum, but I never did that. It's a recent idea actually of mine, but I wasn't. Yeah, it will be a bit complicated to make this. I have to manage it. It takes time. I never created a Discord channel before, so a Discord server. So, but that was interesting to reunite people around certain art form, right? And so, because it's very nice to have a community to talk about specific stuff, right? So, and also, yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So feel free. If you want, I can provide my Discord here, but I don't know how to share it. After the change they've made in Discord, that number doesn't work anymore. But if you look at, let's see, if you find, yeah, I have, for example, yeah, Blender community, Blender Discord, and this is my name here. I'm into this Blender community and Blender Discord server, so you can find me there. But feel free, no, there's just and also when I mentioned this, I know time is very hard sometimes to get involved in the collabs, whatever. This must be well thought, right? Unless the folks are for adventure, right? So in the internet nowadays I find it very hard to make any sort of collab. I was from old times where the internet was not all that, and so we reunited with real people, right? Invited them to then work together, right? So in real life, right? in the town, right? In the surroundings. So it was much more easy to collaborate that way. I think the internet is very difficult to get things, in my experience. Maybe I'm just not well adapted, but I'm still trying, because I'm in a group currently. They are trying to make a game, an indie game, and but no one there is expert. But we're still trying to do so. So I've sort of became the creative lead. Doesn't mean I'm the director or the leader. No, I'm just a creative lead to orient. So we're gonna make a brainstorm, but then the guys disappeared. One of the guys disappeared. We are waiting for him. And yeah, it's like in real life it would be much easier to solve all those kind of little issues, right? And yes, so let's see here. Okay, so I'm doing this over and over again, but this is mainly completed, I think. So I think this is ready to go to the next level, right? Yes, I think that's the case. So let's try to do some adjustments here. This part doesn't really matter. What matters is this thing. Let's check here. Yeah, this looking good. And about this 3/4 view, it's a bit strange. Why this has strange shape when it gets 3/4. Maybe it's just like that. Yeah, so I don't remember to have seen this form in 2D. But then this is an orthogonal view, right? So yeah, so maybe that's okay. Or maybe this is happening because exactly those shapes there are incoherent. So anyways, let's go for the next point here. I will save here. I need to hide this mesh so that I can perhaps push this forward. Let's smooth. Push this forward, so because maybe it was too distorted. Now I need to, yes, so let's again pick this. Okay, let's hide that. No, wrong move here. Okay, this is eyelids. Wrong moves. Okay, so I see here. So before I've unhid that, I need to get this to Yes, I have to. Unfortunately, I'm gonna lose that. So let's faces. Okay, all that, right? So I need to place the eye surface according to these lines. So that will be a bit challenging. Did I finish the order? Yeah, this will be enough. What I've done there. It's not concluded, but maybe I could push some of this a little more without proportional editing. Alright, this seems to be good enough. Yes, alright, now it was changing some of the... Okay, now it's not changing. Good, good. So that is... Why this is... Okay, just need to readdress that. There we go. Alright, so where is the mesh? Yeah, the surface mesh object. Okay, so my idea was to go for it on sculpt mode. I'm gonna join this area. And what is even the is2? Okay, so what can I need to lock the body. Yes, this works. So I need to use the... Hold on, folks. Just gonna check some stuff around. No, those messages are not relevant. Okay, so here in the to-do list, face geometry according to... Yeah, okay, fixing that. Oh, but it's not complete. Eye surface, we're doing this for shaping according to... Okay, so we're doing this one. Indeed, so how? It will be the smooth thing. So smooth is flattened, so I just need to grab. And this will be... I need some sort of proportional thing. I think that's... Yeah, this seems to be proportional. Good. So let's push this like that. And so I need to look for the corners. Basically, I need to have... There must be no gapping, no gaps. And of course no intersection like that. This can be a bit complicated, especially in this part, maybe because the mesh that I've made there wasn't very adequate to this, but I think we can smooth, yes, getting you trying to so I think I need to push that a lot. Yeah, maybe that helps. Yeah, this helps a lot. Apparently it helps. So there is another problematic. Yeah, this is very delicate. Maybe I should give some sort of line there to... Well, the fact is this seems to be working. There's some doubt about how this... Ah, there's gap in there. Another problem, of course, the original problem is this stuff must be associated with the character design. Yeah, so here we have a lot of intersection. It looks like there's some weird curves going on. So I was... Then in the end I will have to... The positioning of these intersections will actually be the final line contour, because this mesh will snap to the eye surface mesh object anyway, so it's not like... So this is... Alright, so what I need to do now is... It would be nice if I could get those things as smooth as possible. Not that it will be make a lot of difference, but that is important now. I need to check if these curves are accurate enough. Alright, seems there. Maybe here I could push a little more. I don't know really what's happening there, but it's like I need to... So I don't know what is the best alternative to solve those things, but of course I'm being very preciosist. I don't know that word exists in English. Perfectionist. Let's look at the character design again. Okay, this part, lower corner, seems good. This one seems to be not very good. Here is fine, but here... This curvature, is that really required? Let's try something like that. Does it... It sort of helps, but then all the other things don't get very smooth. Yeah, so that... The one problem of that is that although it's very organic to shape, then it's likely that the whole thing gets sort of not very smooth, right? So Why do I have all those shapes here at this point? Maybe this is not right. Well, I'll keep that just in case, because so I need to be able to smooth this. I don't know if there is an operator that does that. Yeah, let's say it like that. So do I know for vertex groups, but the entire... Oh, there is, of course, there is this. There's the entire smooth tool. Yeah, this is a smooth surface. Besides, this has the advantage, not the advantage, but this, the eye surface mesh object can have a... Why doesn't it have? Well, let's give it a subdivision surface modifier. Optimal display, no, let's look at that. That should do for now. And then here I'm not sure, let's leave as it is now. Then let's copy this to the other one. No, not the eyebrow, so this and this, then copy selected constraint. No. Copy selected modifier. Yes, armor. No, it's the opposite. I need this one. Subdivision. There you go. Of course. So we've lost something here. Of course, this will be useless because I need to yeah, so basically I'm gonna have to change here. Well, let's leave this, because maybe I'm gonna make change to this or not. Is it too soon to... Well, this seems to be rather smooth, right? So let's check. Yeah, this seems to be good enough. Just here, there's just this problem here. Let's see if I can... Yeah, I don't think... Oh, this is good. Alright, so maybe... It's unlikely that this is working. I just can't get this thing do the curve that I want there, so... No, actually this is... There's some huge gap in there. And there again. And there we go. Yes. Then smooth. Smoothing always bad because it... Let's look again. Well, that thing never get good, but the rest seems to be adequate. So I think I can definitively use this. Well, still suffering those crazy things. there are some distorted things that I couldn't get corrected, sadly. Yeah, so here's an interesting thing. Maybe I can because I want to make this. Oh, hold on, I could do that to the face too, alright? Oh, I could do to the face and the eye. And the eyebrow too? Well, the eyebrow is... So, hold on, maybe I can... Why it is locked? Oh, it's locked here, of course. No? Something is not allowing me to... It's like there's some mask. Is there some multi... Oh, does the... Well, I have a mirror modifier, so that shouldn't apply. Multi-object sculpting. I need to sculpt the... Yeah, never mind. Let's ignore that for now. So I'm just sculpting the eye here. Looks curvy enough, except that here maybe I can bulge that part a little more. Yeah, get this curvature. Oh, this is a good way to check. Okay, that part got a little better there. So I think this time, okay, let's maybe yeah, just try to smooth again. I think I've expanded it now a bit too much. But maybe this is good because I was having some trouble on the 3/4 view, so maybe making it higher is actually okay. It's not too high, it's just here on the side view, so here it's still in the middle of the stroke more or less. So alright folks, so even though here there's some weird distortion of the mesh on the grid of the mesh, the shapes overall look fine enough. So this means that how I'm gonna adapt this to the other side, that means I'll have to duplicate that. So this is I'll probably brick all the rig because I cannot just copy paste the mesh that is inside. Well, I can, so I could duplicate that, cursor to center, separate, so I have this one. I need to yeah, it's this one. So yeah, let's unlock the locations, the scale perhaps. Yeah, let's unlock everything just to be certain. Change to 3D cursor. It's like object mirror X global, and there we go. Then I need to get, yeah, it already copied the, no, it's this one. Alright, so currently yeah, there are other relations maybe, but this is the parenting. Maybe this armature modifier is useless because the parenting is bones, so I think this is irrelevant. So now I get this to, okay, let's fix the this, then apply rotation, apply scale, lock everything. Well, no need, because I'm just gonna join this into the other mesh. Then this is, no, wrong joining, so join. Okay, where is it? Here. Okay, it's applied, so I need to apply this here, but it's the inverse. Join. Okay, now this is correct. So this preserved the modifiers, but here I will need to pick that, the old mesh, and delete all the vertices. So now if I check here, so cheesy way to get the mesh. Wait, this was the wrong one. Exactly, I deleted the wrong one. It's this one. Yeah, I see how weird it is, but it works, so that's what matters. I can always make some refinements, but maybe even delete some extras mesh that are really, because that would never appear, right? It's just some remaining from previous older shit. Yeah, this is completely useless at this time. I have to go. Have a nice day. Yes, you too. Welcome, and yeah, we'll chat more next time. Have a nice weekend. See you around. I can draw. I hope you can draw at some point. Thanks for being around. So let's get here. Yes, this is more likely to be deleted. It's completely useless at this point. I'll keep these ones. These cannot be joined on a single object because of the UV warp modifier. We need to have these as separate mesh objects. We can still have for the same, but that can create some complications, so it's not like a fantastic idea. I have tried and I've ended up deciding this, but I cannot explain in details now. So here, if we get this, yeah, alright, so now this is good. Now we go for fixing the, yeah, so it's all locked except the Z. that is positioned elsewhere. Where's the origin of this? Is there, so it's fine. I think it's there, right? I cannot move it, but if I, yeah, there is it. It's moving there, and same here. So there they have all the origin as the world origin as their own origin. So now that this thing is set, I can finally, yeah, I can make some adjustments here, why not? So this is symmetric, so just gonna snap this to surface, include non-edited. Yeah, why this is not snapping? Oh, face project, there we go. Yeah, now it is done, but this is very incorrect, so let's try to fix that. Yeah, it got very distorted, but we need to adapt this to the character design. And here let's also split again to look at the side, so we can verify plenty of things. Here let's use proportional editing. I'm afraid here there is some incoherence in the model sheet for the eyebrows. Eyebrow. Hey bro. Yeah, but it's tiny things. Not. It's very easy to draw stylized eyebrows like this. So it's not like anything critical, but it's annoying, right? So I need to. I have bones there. They'll be all have to be manipulated. So now this position is very bad, right? So. There should be indeed some sort of logic here that for the subdivisions that I should have more concentration of mesh there, right? So here I think I really did some mistake on this particular side view. Yeah, so this I should probably have to correct. Not now, I don't have time for changing to grease pencil. It's a complete different process. This is something complicated in Blender, right? To be changing process all the time. There's a lot of versatility and patience, maybe more patience than versatility. No, this is, well, both patience and versatility, right? Stuff that are not given often. So value your patience and flexibility as for the other people as well, not only yours, from other people. Usually this is very good. And here, what's happening here? Some very ugly things. Maybe here I got the side one better. Anyways, this mesh is a bit incorrect anyway, so what's happening? What's that? Yeah, there is a, I see that diamond quad in the end, so okay. I was just trying to find where were each one of them. So here, so maybe this should be tilted there, something like that, and Let's just scale this down a lot. Yeah, something like that. And okay, side view. Okay, not too bad here. The side view maybe was a bit more accurate on the outer end of the eyebrows. As for here, yes, this yeah, it's snapping, so it's not very easy to work with that, but okay, we've sort of the side view. Well, the front view looks good. This is bad still, so need to scale this down a lot. It's much thinner. Okay, that should do. So yeah, a little better, but let's look on the trivia. Not too bad, but there could be some this going up a little, then this tilting down, so getting closer to the, yeah, something like that maybe. Yeah. Okay, acceptable. And here I'm not sure what. I'll have to hide for a moment here. Yeah, that's fine. If only I could move this. Yeah, so there is something that needs to be done, but it's a bit difficult. Impossible character design, right? So if I would have to approach there, so yeah, something is really bizarre there that I cannot match properly. But we got it slightly better now, I think. Let's try this. Let's try this. Right? The idea is, yeah, I cannot just push this down like here because that will happen. So it needs to, yeah, I need to revise this this drawing anyways, but that's good. The eyebrow really was just a detail. I could have done it later. The most important thing, of course, is this mesh now. I need to, this is gonna be simpler. It's just more, okay, no, not yet, so not gonna enable this yet. I need, no, the eyes also, we can lock them, or not lock, yeah, lock them here, their selections. I need to get to the body mesh. Let's, yeah, unhide, but then I want a vertex group for hide, just management things, so for the eyes region, which gets me only this, so it will avoid making mistakes. I need to get all the mesh for the, yeah, I'll hide all the mesh that is not the eyelids mesh. I don't want also the eyelids borders, so I want this mesh. So I'm selecting by seams. Actually oh, I've got some problem here. No, I've got some I made something. How I've got some wrong editions, or sorry, can't draw. Yeah, you're not here anymore, but okay, here, yes. Yeah, so okay, so sorry about that. That chat was always something I need to. I don't have space for those things, but I cannot. I need a second screen to do this better, right? But at least I can see the chat, so that's fundamental. So, oh, wrongly taped something there. Okay, so sorry folks, let's go back. I need to, yeah, I'm on snapping to face, include non-edited, and this is the only object that is behind, so no faces of the back of the eye behind, so that will be fundamental too. And also you have the snap individuals elements to face prior, so this is closest, yeah, so an individual, I don't know, scale 2, and that thing, individual origin. So that means that for all this mesh, actually, let's start with this one. So if I am here, I've just snapped it exactly to the eye surface. So let's just make sure that this follows the character design, right? Yeah, this is, so apparently, oh, and here I can actually solve that shape. It's much better, much easier, right? So I forgot that this will be the easier to, I hope that will do. So then I can probably hide these faces, and then we can, with proportional editing probably, yes, I can probably try to, yeah, now basically what I need to do is just to, this is pathetic, right, but it's fundamental. I need to sort of reconnect this eyelids mesh to the problem is that I have some doubts here about where they are going exactly. I think this is correct. Yes, this is correct. So it was, the mesh was so distorted, so it's all snapping to the eye surface. However, even there, right? So no gaps, and I also need to, the problem is that there is also a need to, yeah, right now I'm just reorganizing the mesh, right? The eyelids mesh, because they are very chaotic. So, but actually I will have to do a completely different thing after I rearrange the mesh. So now they are snapping. I need first to snap. It will happen simultaneously. So smooth. As soon as I scale or do any other transforms, because I have this stuff, I think all those three, whatever I do there, they will snap. This gapping is occurring because I have hidden I hope I'm not doing some mistake there. Maybe I am. Maybe, but anyways, yeah, so maybe just in case this is a mistake, let's just move this closer to the center. Yes, and for this one, okay, scale. What's happening there? Yeah, it's I can probably smooth this. Yeah, much better. But as I smooth, I should pause. Smooth and pause, so it will snap. So only smoothing doesn't make it snap. This is a problem. However, yeah, it's usually so smooth and snap. So here, smooth. Let's move it there. Smooth. Needs to scale down. No, smooth inversely. Pose. There we go. Smooth, pose, smooth, pose, smooth, pose. Okay, we're getting somewhere here in terms of organization. Of course, this is not the size the eye must be, right? The eye hole. So what I need to do here now, I need to reshape the eyelids corners. The eye contour, which is that. Really, this is the eye contour. Now I need to get this shaped according to the stylized character design, but my approach here will be different. There are different ways to do this in this rig, so I've explained this many times, but let's do it again. So one way is to get them totally open, the rest position, right? Hold on, let me get something. I just want to select wait, did I delete faces here? Oh no, they are just okay, they are just hidden, so no problem. Okay, wrongly. Something happened about this loop that I cannot. Oh, there's a. Okay, I didn't know, so let's do that. There we go. Let's smooth this, and yeah, this is fine. So okay, so hide this, and this. All right, so one way is to make the. We could do this with the annotations. Hold on. One way would be to make the eye contour completely open eyes, right? Not completely, but yeah, regular open eyes as the character design there. Another way would be to make the eye contour closed eyes, so it will be something like that. And this, no, sorry, actually, it will be perhaps something like that, right? or actually like that. Yes, very special. Another one would be maybe a half closed, half open, like an in between, right? It will. But right now my approach is to make this very regular. So I think of doing something like that. This so that the to favoritize the eyelash deforms, because the eyelids don't need any, they are already very smooth in there, they are very controllable thanks to the contraption that I have here, the setup that I have here with bendy bones and the shrink wrap feature. But this, of course, this shape is completely wrong. It's not. I had thought something like that, regular or horizontal, but now I'm thinking I cannot close the eyelids like that, simply because I cannot have the eyelids like that straight, because where's the annotations? Tools. No, here, okay. I cannot have them like that because, of course, the eyelid doesn't close here, it closes here on the inner side. So this is impossible. I could have something like that, but this would be incorrect. Although regular, it's a complete diagonal. But actually this is, well, yeah, this is anatomically incorrect, but for the purpose of rigging, this might actually be a correct thing to do, the correct way to do. So I just need to find what would be the, yeah, so in order to be correct, of course, I could make it something like that, but that won't be very regular because there will be too many curves involved. So it should be something like that, yeah, more like a rectangle. So as weird as this is, that might be, that is the experiment that I want to do. It's not that what I've done before doesn't work, but I've always thought that maybe I have been testing out different solutions, and currently I believe that, yeah, after many investigations, that's why I've thought that this could lead to somewhere interesting. So this is the corner, and so we'll bring it there. Yeah, so basically I need to reshape this the eyelids so they will adapt to that proposition, right, on rest position, on the rest position. So this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm pushing the outer corners to, yeah, to the outer corner. And what is annoying about this is that I need to be manipulating this mesh like in very tiny amount areas or volumes, and so this is very difficult to rearrange, and there is the snapping thing, so it's It's annoying, but that's how I can't find much other way to have this, at least for this rig, right? This type of rig. So it would be better if I could select this face. Yeah, let's do some smoothing, then reposition. That should be safe. Yes, then everything else is, so now I can start to, yeah, so those ones will be just being what they are. So they are exactly somewhere like near the, oh, this actually should be more closer there. Yes, so here's something that I wasn't considering. Yeah, we'll have to make some reshapes here. I was wrong here, assuming that those things would be reorganizing this way. Now there's more things to be done here. I don't know about these ones right now, but okay. So this will be the corner. Okay, this is certain. Then we'll start with the corners, right? But I cannot do anyhow, otherwise. Okay, I know also that here I should, it would be better if I had the, again, the proper selection here, right? This will help. Then okay, so this is the eye hole contour, right? And so you see this starts to go there, right, in that direction. Well, it depends on where I put this one, right? So they are converging here, right? So this is making this rectangle here, so this will be regular. And the real reason to do that, again, is not for the eyelids rig, it's for the eyelash rig. So this the whole thing we'll only see later. Unfortunately, I cannot show it here, but I'm sure that what I'm doing is, yeah, the purpose of what I'm doing, it's experimental, but I have understanding that indicates that that should be a very innovative solution, even though a bit bizarre, unexpected, right? But this, I'm following the knowledge that I've acquired after learning about the universal sonic mouth rig. So there, as I was investigating mouth rigging, especially for cartoon characters, and by following that tutorial, that precious tutorial, I've ended up assembling knowledge about rigging, right, organic rigging, and then I finally understood something that is, it's not written clearly anywhere, but it's that because of the skinning algorithm, skinning methods, we have something similar, I believe, in the case of bendy bones, that there was an update in Blender 4.1 or 4.0, I'm not sure which one, in which they've implemented a new bendy bone feature that improves the skinning algorithm, but we need to switch it individually. It's like linear versus curved. This is the bendy bones, the bone tab. It's like in the bendy bone panel, bendy bones panel, bone tab properties editor. When you have a bone selected, works, and so there's a new option that we need to switch for every single bone. The default is the ancient feature, and so the ancient feature would make that when the bendy bones are lined up, the bendy bone splines especially, they are lined up on from rest position, so regular bendy bone spline, very regular one, then the rig will work normally. But if the bendy bone spline is, the bendy bone is curved already from rest position, that would cause its deforms to operate very bizarrely, very weirdly. And of course I believe this is related to the skinning algorithm problems, but in that particular case it was related also, I believe, also to the fact that some bug or some feature that was lacking in the bendy bone inner structure for Blender. So they fixed that in some way, and that made that if we have a non-regular bendy bone, right, from rest position, it still will work a little better because of the new calculations that they've made. So this aspect of regular, non-regular, linear versus curved is the same principle in an abstract, in an analogous way at least, that is happening here. I'm making a very regular rest position for these eyelids, so that not so much important for the eyelids for my rig, because the shrink wrapping does what I need, as well as the bendy bones that are associated here. But for the eyelash, which is the other mesh that comes, that is more that goes beyond the eye surface, that is not shrink wrapped exactly, so, or not as strongly as these ones of the eyelids. So in that sense, so we're getting very close to the solution. I think that will be, oh, it goes here, weird. Okay, weird, but acceptable. We don't need to reach the end anyways. I would prefer it going here, but that's okay. I think that won't be a problem. So what we need, and so by having this very regular rest mesh on the rest position, analog to the bendy bone that is linear, right? I can guarantee better deforms, natural better deforms for the eyelashes mesh when it will suffer the deforms, because it will go up and go down. And if I have it very regular from here, and not only that, because I'm gonna reshape the trick is the method I'm doing here is even more complicated. It's simple, but it's interesting. It's interesting. So what will it took me years to figure this out. That's why in rigging that I could use, that we can use shape keys to trick the skinning algorithm, because it bypasses the skinning algorithm. That means that we can use shape keys as anatomical shapers, not as corrective shape keys in the conventional method, but as pre-corrective, or let's say I'm calling anatomical shape key, So I have a very regular mesh like here, and then I'll have the, yeah, I'm gonna see that later. I'll make the eyelashes very regular, like rectangles, and then I'll create shape key, a constant shape key for that will always be active for the eyelashes, that will make them assume their natural anatomical shape of the character design. That means that the deforms of the eyelashes meshes will be true. Yeah, the armature deform stuff. The skinning algorithm will calculate the regular mesh. The regular will deform, but the output shape will be the one with the shape key, and this extra shape from the shape key won't interfere with the skinning algorithm. That means that I'll have a blocky rectangle going very smoothly up and down, not having any weird deforms, and from that non-weirdly deformed rectangles of eyelashes I will have the perfect anatomical shape key bypassing, right? Then will that work for the eyelashes? I'm not sure. I have to try this by. This is the first time I'm gonna, but it worked for the mouth. Well, I'm not showing right now, but eventually. Okay, this is really annoying me. Let's remove this. So what is lacking here? Yeah, I'm trying to cross these, but we see that it's not working. I have too many more subdivisions in the from the, yeah. So let's try to get this thing as good as possible here, redistributing this mesh. Is that, I think it needs to be even closer here, so I'll have to, yeah, I'll have to make this much closer, one to which other, otherwise it won't do. Okay, something like that. Oh, this can also be. So how does it look? Oh, there's a, it's a try. Oh, that changed because I've made extra subdivision. So I'll have to re-verify that. It will work anyways, but I don't like the difference there, so let's just for now, yeah, redispose this. I think this is, I don't know which is better, if this corner or this corner. I'll have to investigate my previous condition many files later, before I've made a lot of transforms here. So here it's simpler, just let's save. So here we got that. Yeah, here we can probably approximate. Yeah, let's try to curve this in that direction. Here we can, yeah, can have some something weird. Oh no, this is all right there. Good. All right, this can go to this direction too. And anything else here? Yes, we can get this more better arrangement here of mesh. What about this? We could have an extra subdivision there, right? Why not? Not that will make a lot of difference, but is that what it's lacking? Now, first there is this problem. Should I take off one subdivision or no, add another? Or maybe I'm doing this wrong. Wait. Oh, this goes to a corner, right? Ah, okay, so it was my mistake, folks. This is, of course, I don't, this was an accident, maybe. This is just like that, right? It was just a geometry thing. Well, of course, there is a difference in the amount of subdivisions, but from bottom to the, but this was really a simple thing, just geometry stuff. All right, and then let's, I was looking at that, but not at the corner. While this is happening because of the corner, so still I need to see what I do, if that spike here is a smart thing to do. Anyways, I can minimize this effect, so that's okay. And so for now, we clearly see that there are two subdivisions here that the upper side is lacking. So what to do about that? Can I just leave like that? Yes, they don't connect. It's acceptable, but these mesh subdivisions are very important to the forming these delicate shapes there that are good for expressions. Well, here there's not too much things going on, so that's why it's but we could, but I think that will be that won't be very smart. So there, I think there would be only the advantage of making more subdivisions here, maybe one here. They are not zounds, it's more mesh to handle, but there's one advantage is that I see is that we can match these virtually. We could match this difference, right? So when posing, maybe here there got some difference between this and these, right? So this is something that can be strange, right? That can go wrong in the posing, so I must be aware of that. And so now that I got this, finally this mesh is all let's just guarantee, right? So let's gotten some view like that, and let's snap, right? I barely touched, barely anything moved, so just guarantee that everything is snapped, right? Closest, snap face project, then all that, non include, so that it will snap to the eye. Now that we got this, right, finally I'll reactivate the, oh no, hold on, there's still something. Yeah, we can enable this. So this is for the other eye. Well, something is not working. It looks to be snapping behind. It should snap on front, so I don't know what's happening here. Maybe this vertex was changed. Let's look at what this mesh is. So it is yeah, it's eyelids mesh. So yeah, I have, oh, there's some weird stuff there. Okay, oh, I got it. It looks like that. No, those are just selectable things, so, and they are very incorrect, so I could try to fix this now. Okay, so assign these ones. Yeah, so assign here. Invert and remove. Invert and assign. So let's see. Select. There you go. Lock. This is just selection, so this is not, it's just I'm fixing this so I don't forget. So here, yeah, so same things. This is not what really needs the fixing for functionality. Okay, so this would be the vertices, right? So assign, remove everything there. There are still some there, so remove. Let's see now. We have, I still see, yeah, here. So remove. Yeah, then I need to still, because this is a vertex thing, right? So this is why. Alright, and assign, I think now is correct. And lock. Then I think I can fix this thing, right? Just getting this in a better positioning. All right, good. So, but this is not the eyelids mesh. So the eyelids mesh is somewhere, I think it's in some, not def. Okay, so sort by name, because those things have special naming just for that. So I think it's the shrink wrap eyelid left. Okay, because it's mirrored, it operates like that, so no problem. So this one has nothing, but this one has. So apparently all those things are correctly wave painted. So assign, just to make sure, and let's go for this mesh modifier target. Yeah, this target mod shrink wrap. I'm gonna reset this mod eyelid shrink wrap. Yes. but it looks like it is not doing what it was supposed to be doing, and I have no idea. Maybe it's something that has changed in the, maybe it shouldn't be snapping in this new this is new to me. I don't knew about this effect. I don't think this relates to, so no, okay, not about the armature positioning. Could it be something? Oh, mask, of course. No. Alright, so that's it. It was clearly some problem about the, so okay, there we go. Of course this is variable, but this will not be the pose position, the rest pose. So that will, I have to manipulate with the armature stuff, right? So for now I'm just wary about these shapes. There's some there are some, okay, those things are happening because I haven't fixed the rest of the mesh, so this is why this is, but this is working as you can see. So let's now go for the rest of the, so okay, so first eyes mesh, then now I can, yeah, I can get this mesh here. Now I will try to, yeah, they will, as I smooth, they'll tend to reach for their, I won't snap that, yeah, so this is just like doing that. This is fine. Smooth, this doesn't, then we can use this technique, of course, to 3D cursor, smooth like that, and scale down like this. So that means that these are be like ramps. So Y, moving on the Y axis, so just making sure that it is more or less in the center, right? Yeah, this is not gonna, maybe if I get view, no, not view, normal, local, I don't think, yeah, local, no, yeah, I can try to do that, then this, but anyways, important thing is that this stays behind the curved eye surface, right? Mesh object, not doesn't need to be far behind, because the eye surface mesh object doesn't deform, so it's just like that. It just needs to, however, they need to be, yeah, stretch in at least some way that, I don't like how this is, but this is so small, that can work, yeah. I just don't want them to be like larger than, it's a bit hard to manipulate those things here. Let's try to move that in this way. Displace those things. So you change a little the proportion of all that. I never had to do that. Usually they did on their own. So now just get this smoothed out. let's do again smooth. It's just the outer vertices. There we go. And a final smooth, some scale smooth. Okay, so that should do. So this is that mesh that is behind, and then I don't know what's happening there. Oh, because I didn't change the something about this. No. Alright, then finally the problem of the eyelashes, and this is where there is the experimental thing. So this will imply probably that I have to disrupt whichever shape I have here, maybe, or maybe not. Okay, so I need these vertices. Oh, I see we have some problems here. Yeah, there are some I have to make new mesh there, and I think at this point I have to stop because we are entering here in a slightly different domain. It's not too complicated, but I've been doing this live for solving a lot of things already on this this ice rig. So I think this is enough for now. I will continue this tomorrow, and the problem here is that there are wave painting very specific things on this setup of eyelids. So but I'll have to make the change, right? So after, it's like I'm gonna remake this anyway, so that will have to be done. So this will change their vertex groups as well, so a lot of annoying things will have to be done. But I don't understand here what's happening, that the other eye is not getting. Yeah, there's something weird happening to this side that I just do not understand. It's like this shrink wrap is not. No, currently it's not working because I am on. I was on. No, it looks to be. Oh no, this is eyelids border. Sorry. This is not the. Okay, so this is the same. It's this one. So let's compare. Right outside surface. Okay, so there's something related to the mirror thing. So I'm not sure this is something about the new version of Blender, or maybe this is related to what I've done to the. This is probably related to the faces of the eye there. Let's check. Because the object didn't change, right? Because it got new joining stuff. However, the mesh came from. So this mesh, the mesh is flipped. So recalculate outside. There we go. So that was the problem, why this mesh is correct. So that was just this thing. I'll just made this shortcut here. Show, where is that? I know it's something on edit mode anyways. I think it's here, face orientation. So I've made a shortcut here that wasn't by default, add shortcut. So alright, so it makes things easier. So this is what happens. So I don't need to make this negative. I just have the same, and there we go. And then what's happening for the, yeah, now they are symmetric. These are the very alien, right? So you see, by the way, I was talking about the eyelids being very regular. Same for the lips here. The mouth is very regular because the anatomy of the lips, I will detail them through shape keys, not corrective shape keys, but the other category that I'm calling anatomical shape keys, so that won't interfere with the skinning method, the skinning algorithm, the deforms. It will bypass it, it will be applied, or it will take place simultaneously but without interfering. So and because the regular shapes that will deform, then and not morph, rather morph if the shape key transforms of the vertices, and the deforms are the armature deforms related transformations of the vertex. So there are different processes operating simultaneously, or I don't know if one comes before, but what I'm certain of is that the shape keys, they don't enter the morphs of the shape keys don't enter in the calculation of the mesh. So this is very, very interesting feature, something that can be exploited. I believe there are many ways to explore this. Just thinking actually. Wow, aha, that just gave me a crazy idea, but I'm not sure how for joints, complex joints, like, so basically that means that if I have perfect, very cylindrical body, right, that means if I were able to rig a very cylindrical character with armature deform in a way that it will deform without too many critical artifacts in the joints, of course, and place the shape keys as anatomical shape keys for later, right, just as the same thing. So I would probably be able to make the perfect rig. This is just I never thought about that. So you see how things go. So I started with this idea with the mouth. Then I extended it to the eyelashes, or eyelids, but for the eyelashes in principle. That I'll be doing next, and then well, why not elsewhere, right? So very interesting. So the main character, the basis shape is like a very regular cylindrical character, but it is pushed beyond the skinning algorithm, but with good anatomical shapes through these anatomical shape keys. If this hypothesis is accurate enough, then that could be a revolutionary method for rigging organic characters in Blender, and maybe other CG software as well. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. I've completed the task of today. We've got some progress done, and actually let me do this so everyone can see progress. Yes, I used sculpt mode indeed for this, and that was achieved, but we need now to, unfortunately there will be a new task here that's emerged that I need to shape. Oh no, this is already exists, sorry folks, it's here, so I need to fix this one. Automate. Okay, we can bring that together. So new eyelids, eyelash position, regular, yeah. So no, eyelids is done, so new eyelash lash position, rectangular meshes with anatomical shape keys. Yes, new eyelash mesh, rectangular, following eyelids contour. Yeah, eyelids contour. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we'll have to rebuild the eyelashes setup, and of course make eyelashes anatomical shape. That's it. So plenty of things related to eyelash, but that is for the next day. Yes. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope that was inspiring enough, and so see you tomorrow or another day. Take care, happy blending, and have a nice weekend. See ya, folks.